Hey folks, AJ the CEO here, and we are here at Shiloh Baptist Church. This is the install that, well, I did a previous install, did an upgrade for them, but this is now where we're going to do the work in their fellowship hall and then in the main sanctuary. They have not met since the pandemic, so we're putting in all the stuff, upgrading their sound, video system, everything in the sanctuary, so that it will be available for when they are coming back. I think for their church anniversary is the date I believe they gave me. So I am trying to get all this stuff in here, mainly the cameras. And they actually have, it seems like a senior gathering during the day. That's what they got going on right now. So I can't be in the fellowship hall. So we're gonna start work in the sanctuary. Which I think is going to be more time consuming, but hey, we got it done. So let me get inside and then we go from there. Alrighty, so the first thing we're going to do is going to take down the current cameras here. The Mevo that was right here was already down. Going to put the mounts for the cameras. Then this one's going to be easy. I was thinking about repurposing the cable that was already there. But I know this one we're going to run down into fiber HDMI cable and go to the back. Now I do have the ATEM SDI and may use that because they already have SDI cables everywhere already. So I'm still trying to decide which direction, but let's get right here, pull that camera down, put the mount, put the PTZ up, connect everything, make sure that cable is actually RG6, because if it's not, we're gonna have to pull that anyway. So let's get here, let's do that. Well, actually, let's turn this around. So one thing, like I said, we have to make sure that the cable that's already here is RG6. If not, we have to replace it. But for you, this is only going to take a second. All right, there it goes. So we're just going to run the cable. That is RG59, so I'm not going to be able to use that. We're just going to do fiber optic HDMI and a Cat6. So that's what I'm getting ready to run now. I'm going to cut that. And we're gonna just loop over the cables over that lip and then run it down and go all the way up. All right, I might hold off on this front one here. I'm gonna run the cables because obviously it's a pillar. I need something flat, so I need maybe a 2x2, just I don't know, something just thin enough to where I can screw into this for the mount, but then use the center pieces to screw into the pillar. So I'll probably go to Lowe's and do that. Actually, looking at this, I may be able to do something like that. I'd rather not. I'd rather use the mounting holes on the side. So I'll figure that out. Yeah, so I'm just gonna at least run the cables for this, and then I already got the cables over here terminated on this camera. Probably gonna spend the rest of the time at least getting that stuff secured, turned on, powered up, make sure we're getting the signal to the TVs with the ATEM, and I can finish up everything up there, move over the connections from the existing sound system to the X32, and we go from there. Alrighty, so I went ahead and plugged in the computer, and we got an image on there. I just flipped it over to multi-view just to get an image. So I am going to terminate the cable here, connect it over to the PoE switch so we can get power. These should still be on DHCP, so I need to find the line that internet's already was up here. I know it's up under here, I just gotta look. So we go there, and then we're gonna concentrate on migrating all of this over to here. And we should be able to just do point-to-point connections on here for the most part. Yeah, so we'll go from there. Alrighty, I am not a happy camper. Some of my stuff is missing. So my the screws that I have to secure stuff to the racks, I don't know. It must have fell out of my bag or something like that. And then it just seems like there was um, working through some communication stuff going on. Like the schedule's kind of a little bit out of whack, but we're gonna get stuff working. So what I'm gonna do now is, let me turn you around. All right. So if I can get in focus. All right. So this is the rack where the PoE switch is gonna be. My screws for securing this are not here. So they must have fell out of my bag in the garage or something. So I got to go look for that. But this is going to be secured. This is going to be the master on and off for all of the equipment up here so it doesn't stay on. That converter down there has actually been powered on the entire time. We're going to connect that to this so we don't do that no more. Yes, I hate when I had it in my mind what I'm going to do, but then something comes up. It always comes up. So just got to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So we're going to work on migrating this. Hopefully, I think the cables are long enough to get over here. And then we're just going to do what we can do. And then most likely, I'm coming to be back tomorrow. But I need to make a run to Lowe's, get some supplies, and all this other fun stuff. So let's get to setting up the X32. Alrighty, everything has moved over. Those two are the existing mains. And then the other two right there are my connections going to the ATEM over there. And we got an image. Yes, it's upside down because we haven't set it, but we got an image there. I need to go down here and turn the other TV on. And then my connection to my computer connection is not going. So Windows, let's extend that. And I'm not getting anything. So I'm gonna have to change out the cables on this. Let's do that, and then do the TV, and we're gonna start cranking some sound through the system. Alrighty, so it looks like this TV wasn't plugged in, but so we got an extension cable. And hey, yay, we got an image. Got it flipped, so we're on both sides. So yeah, that's working. Got the computer up there working as well too. So I'm getting ready to make some cables right now for the X32, which is on right now. I don't have anything set, but it's on right now. But anyway, making an Ethernet cable for the X32, and really I shouldn't be making them. I only need to make one side of it because the keystones that I have are on the floor inside of my garage. So I'm just going to make the cables, the one end that connects to the back of the computer, the ATEM, the joystick, that's actually 3, I was off, and the X32. That's what I'm getting ready to make. Maybe run this cable over the side and get that in, twist tie it with the bundle that's already there. Not going to really be noticeable since all the cables are black. And then try and do some sound. And then I'm actually going to cut out unless I can get over to the other side and at least do the mounts. But like I said, they having like some folks to come in during the day, kind of like how we do at our church. So I don't want to be a disturbance over there. But let's get these wires made and go from there. All right, we're making good progress so far. Got everything upstairs wired. I forgot the rack. Well, actually, not forgot. I had a rack that I was going to put all the equipment on, but I didn't realize the desk that they had already had one. But I'm going to use that again. I'm going to bring the rack here. They have a VCR that we're going to get rid of. And we're going to put the amp, the shelf, the switch, everything inside of that rack. And the table right now that's holding the X32, we're going to move that over so it's in the center up here. So it's going to be close enough for the USB to connect to the computer so that we can send audio that way instead of sending another jack. Sound is already working. I hooked up a talkback. Everything is done, but everything is wireless. So I don't know where those mics are to test those out, but I moved them straight over. I'm getting ready to run the Ethercon cable right now for the snake that's going to sit down here. but I don't think it's going to be connected to anything. That's for the future right now. Alrighty, so we got the snake connected and we got a connection. You can tell because this is the green light. We will configure that later, but the next task, and there's already a hole right there, we need to run a hardline internet connection upstairs. And the router is there. So I am not doing any CSA ministry. So what I think we're going to do, and that jack is already there. Where is that going to? Anyway, I'm going to actually just run another connection, go through this wall, and I'm going to go into pastor's office, come out here, wrap it around the door jamb, come out this side down here, and line it up with this hole that's already there. Okay, so that's right here. And we will run that other cable with the Ethicon all the way back up and into the corner, and we'll have a hardline connection that will plug into the 16-port PoE switch that I got back there. So I found my drill that was on top of the ladder. I wasn't paying attention. So drill this way since the hole is already there, and then work our way backwards. Hey, morning, folks. AJ the CEO. This is day 2. I am going to try and get as much as I can get done in the fellowship hall before anybody gets here. So that's mainly to pull down the mount and then put up the new AVideo 1 PTZ in that area, do the cables and all the other fun stuff. So let's get over there and get as much stuff done as we can. All right, we had a slight change of plans. I'm actually focused on finishing everything up in here. So they're doing some construction over at my house. They're building some new units. So they just happen to have some scrap left over. So I picked up 2 pieces of white MTF or whatever it's called. And I'm going to use that to screw into the pillar and then put my mount onto that. Then we're going to run the cables, pretty much based off of what we talked about. I'm going to have to do some conduit or maybe do a channel inside of the pillar to hide the conduit. I'm thinking I might not need to do that. I might just get a slim one to go in the front, but I'll let them know. The main thing is just to make sure we get everything working. So again, this is what I was saying that they had. I got that. I also have my plates here, and it looks like I grabbed the wrong one. No, I didn't. I have 2. I just need one insert for that. I have a different mount. This was actually the mount that I used to have when I was in the apartment, where I had my camera mounted to the wall. And I think that's it. So let's get inside, because obviously I can't carry all this while holding the camera. Alrighty, folks, so we got the cables ran and the camera is here. Now I'm going to relocate upstairs and terminate everything, make sure we got that on, get it on the network, connect it to camera ID number 1 so I can move it, and then I have a meeting. So we're going to take a little break for that, and I'm going to try and knock out as much as I possibly can here in the sanctuary today. And then the aesthetic stuff of cleaning, like getting conduit here and the one in the front, I'll do that when we come back on November 10th. The main thing is just to get everything up and working in here and configured. Alrighty, so I'm going to disassemble. This is the rack that I had that used to be at Signs and Wonders that we didn't use. I'm going to replace all of this because there's already a power switch here, so I'm actually going to repurpose that. Get the amp out of here, and then all of this is going away. That table's going to slide over and fit right here. And let's get that done. Alrighty, folks, so we got everything set up. I got cables hanging all over the place, but it doesn't matter because that's temporary. We got our camera up here. I actually changed out the cameras instead, because I think the resolution of the other one, I don't know why it's giving me a little issue just because of what everything is set to. So even though there's a scaler on it, I'm just going to move that one into the fellowship hall. They've cleared out over there, so I'm going to pull down that other mount, go ahead and try and mount the other pole for the PTZ, mount that. And I don't think I'm gonna take the time to climb in the ceiling and pull the extra Ethernet cables, but there is already a fiber optic HDMI cable that I pulled, actually, I believe, that's already there. I'm just gonna hook that up, run the cables on the floor, and make sure I can control it. If it's done, yay, and then we will be back on the 10th and the 12th to finish up everything. So let's get over there. I think I got everything. But anyway, let's get over there and hang that camera. Alrighty, we're doing good. We got everything mounted in the fellowship hall, but I am coming over here to shut everything down because once I finish over there, I'm done. So, kill the sound, shut down, and I need to set the time on the X32 because it's off. We got everything hooked up to the switch that turns everything off, including the amp. You're gonna lock the computer right there. And that's not my pin. I think we're done. I'm just gonna make 2 cables right now to test the RS-232. Make sure we're getting a good signal with the camera. And then we'll be back on the 10th and 11th to round this up. I'm trying to find my tools. And I don't need to bring my ladder. I can leave it here. I'm gonna leave all my tools here because I don't need them. So we need that. And need that. And we need 2 RJ45. 4 of them, excuse me. 1, 2, 3. Take an extra one just in case. It's like diamonds. Y'all remember that commercial? Anyway, let's get over here. All right, folks, so we got it here. Something's going on with the HDMI input here. So when I move the camera to number 2, the image comes up fine. When I put it in 1, it's green. I don't know what that is. I'm probably going to do a firmware update when I get back, but the fact that I got an image showing here, we got it controlled, and the cables are on the floor right now. So I'm going to clean that up. It's been mounted. The only thing we got to do, like I said, is move these cables into the ceiling, run them over, drop them down behind the wall, and then this part is done. Yeah. So anyway, we'll be back after vacation, and then we'll finish this all up, train them up, and then we go from there. All right, folks, we are back here. What I'm gonna do is, I was just talking with, I'm trying to turn the lights on in here, but they also just asked me that they're gonna have like a community service here for like taxes and everything like that, and they want to make sure the internet is stronger. So what I'm gonna do is later this year, I'm gonna come back and we're gonna put a unified access point here in the ceiling to give a stronger Wi-Fi in this location. So the 2 cables that I'm gonna be running for the camera for PoE as well as the RS-232, I'm gonna run another cable and just leave it up here and run it back to the network that I got, and that's gonna provide power to the PoE access point that we're going to be adding later on. And that makes it really easy. Pulling cable, adding another cable is simple when you're in the process of doing that. So I got some conduit left over. I am in the process of going to be cleaning out everything here. My system that I built and everything is right here. We're going to go to do that, switch everything out, and then we go from there. Alrighty, so we got a lot of the stuff here, and I have to make some Ethernet cables for the computer, the ATEM, longer ones. That's the POE. I may think about putting in another one. No, sir, I'm actually recording. No, you're fine. So this is going to be the POE switch, and I want to put this on a switch that will turn the ATEM off and the camera and everything so it doesn't stay on. I need to figure out how I'm going to do that, but I guess I could have everything go here, including the computer, because with it being the POE being connected, it's going to kill the internet here. So I'm assuming no internet is needed when when everything is not on. So I'll probably do that. So this one cable, I'm gonna hook to this, and then I need to make a cable for the camera, the computer, and the ATEM. But with that being said, let me get my cables from the sanctuary, and I'll pull an extra Ethernet cable for the internet. And we fished it over there, so hopefully I can get back over here. And that's what I forgot. I set my fiberglass push rods in the garage, and I didn't put them in the car. So hopefully we'll be able. I mean, that's a big conduit that I left there, so we should be able to get all of our cables through there. But anyway, let's get up in the ceiling and go from there. Oh. All right, that's one. And let's run the cable all the way over to that back crawl space over there and make sure the path is clear, and then I'll come up and pull the other one. And I got more than enough cable. Oh, I should have got my flashlight instead of using my phone. And I need to step over here. That's not long enough. There we go. Now, technically, when you do stuff like this, it's best to run extra cable. There's the service loop that I left, and you see we got plenty of cable. And I'm about ready to run out of hands to support myself, so I will bring you back once we get over there. All right, hopefully y'all can see that. So I forgot how tight that was. So I'm gonna pull another RG6 cable, and I'm just gonna cut off the ends of these, and then tape these and use this as a pull string to get all the way in that corner. So let me back out and get the other cable, and then run this third and fourth, and we go from there. Woo! Tight spaces. CSA A ministry at its finest. All right, I got my headlight now. I got both my hands. We got our cables. These are the two. The one I had already pulled, and then the other one that's going to be for the future access point. Make sure I got my electrical tape in my pocket. And I actually have an extra fiber optic HDMI. So if this cable that I'm cutting, well, actually I don't need to do that because I can cut it and hopefully pull it right back and then just splice the cable together. I have enough connectors, BNC connectors, to splice it here. So let's get up over here, and I shouldn't have to get all the way over there, but let's get over there, take this off, and then hopefully pull everything, and I don't necessarily need to come back up here. Oh, come on. There we go. Woo. Alrighty, so you see we got our cables there. Now I just need to do the other end and make sure which one is which. And we're gonna put a boot on the end of the cable so we know which one is which. So I'm believing we're gonna get the first one. The blues, well, I mean, I have enough to do either one. We're gonna terminate one, whichever is the opposite. The intention is to have one unique color for the one that's RS232, and then the other ones will be for ones that are sending power for the camera and then the future access point. We got enough of these. Cable is ran. I need to push that back up and close the conduit off. And then these are going to be connected down there. And I need to make two other cables, the ATEM and then the other one for the computer. All right, we're doing good. We got our conduit up here. We have the initial conduit up here in the front here, and then I told them about having a rubberized mat that was going to run the length of that, and we'll screw it into the floor. And that was an extra cable now that I think about it, so I don't need this. But I've already secured the cable with the bundles of cable that was already over there. This is where I need to pull this extra cable down, and we're going to move over all of this extra cable. I really want to run it right across here, and if we get that rubberized mat, I may do that. But I want to bring that over and bundle these wires together with the ones that were already here. So let me do that, and then we're going to migrate back over to the other side. Well, actually, let me take that back. I'm going to put the mount. I thought I was going to have time to go get the TV today. I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is run all the cabling for the TV, connect it up to everything, get all of this stuff done, put the mount on the wall, and because I know the space, we'll be fine with whatever we got because we're just going to run the cables over the balcony, and that will be fine. But I'm going to put the mount there, pick the TV up on my way home, come back tomorrow, just mount the TV, and technically we're done. So let me get these wires up and out of the way. I need to let them know they were supposed to order that. If not, I got to let them know just to pay me a little bit of difference, and we'll order that. And then we are in the home stretch. All righty, it's mounted. Just got to get the TV. I need to pull that cable up, and all of these are done. Just got to measure that out for the distance for the rubberized cable hiding mat that we're going to screw in. I've shortened this cable, so I need to re-terminate that. But I think that's it. Had an extra power distribution switch. I'm going to hook up the ATEM, the PoE switch, and everything that needs to be powered off onto this instead of using a floor-based one. So this will be screwed into the floor, under the table or something like that, and then they just hit the switch, and that will be done here. All right, I cleaned up all my mess. I need to get a vacuum, but like I said, let me terminate. It's already over there. I need to find my crimper so I can terminate this, and I have a bunch of cables left over. That's right. This cable is actually I have a whole lot of cable. That's gonna be the one that I drape over for the TV to be connected to that. Um, and I might wait for that, but we'll see. And then the other thing I need to do is come over here, and these are all of the extra cables here. I need to take this extra Ethercon cable, but I need to find which cable is which. All right, this is the one for the internet. I need to put a cap on that so that will go through, and then tack that down to the wall, put another cap on that side, and tack this up and over the door frame. And then I already have this in place. I'm gonna cut this, terminate a jack on the other side so it'll be a flat plate on the wall, then do the same thing on the other side. And there's my pencil. And this stuff, which is what I was looking for. But anyway, we'll get that. This will be done. And then, yeah, we should be done once that's done. And when I was coming down the steps, this is kind of the thing I'm talking about. We'll get something like this to conceal the cable, screw it in, put that in that back door as well as all the way up here. And that's already what they're doing, so aesthetically it's going to match what we're going to put in place. Folks, another ministry has been modernized. We got the sanctuary done. We got the fellowship hall done. The only thing that's really left is to label all of the mics and everything like that. And again, I don't know where their wireless mics are. So anyway, I'll use that during training anyway to understand how we can balance and tighten up the sound with the mics, the instruments and everything when we come back for training. The same thing in the fellowship hall. The board that used to be here in the sanctuary is going to be moved over there, but I don't know which mics are being used. It's a 32 channel 32 channel board, old analog, that they want to get rid of over there, and we're going to move it over to this 20. So I just didn't know which ones are which. So I'm just going to wait for that during the training, but that's mainly it. This took, if I hadn't gone on vacation, this pretty much would have been done in about 2 days, and pretty much we took 3.5 to finish up everything. But again, thank you so much, Shiloh Baptist Church, for allowing me and you trusting me to help modernize your media ministry and train your people. Again, they are a repeat client. I've come helped them multiple times, so this was the biggest project that I've worked with them. So again, really thankful about that. We're going to be back to, and I know I said that we only got to do a training, but the cables, the rubber mat to hide the cables in there, they're actually going to be here today. So I'm not coming back until I do the training, because literally, I just gotta run the cables up under the pews. All right, so that's about it. Link is down below to every single thing that we used in this install. And if you are interested in me doing an on-site, me giving you a perspective or an idea or a layout of what can be used in your ministry to enhance it, if you don't have anything at all or upgrade it, you can contact me at ajhomes.com/consultations, or you can always email me at questions@ajhomes.com and give me about 48 to 72 hours to respond back. Me or D will follow back up with you. So if you like this type of content, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, hit that bell, that way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. Thanks for watching, folks. This is AJ. We'll catch you on the next video. Later.